Uh, anyways, hello and welcome back to Infinity 10. I'm Caleb Lane, and this is the top 10 scary internet urban legends. Coming in at starting us off, and at number 10, we have the Blind Maiden. Be careful should you choose to visit the website www.blindmaiden.com. Most of the time the URL just leads to an empty page, but you but should you happen to visit it under the right circumstances, perhaps during a new moon when all of the light in your room are out, then you might just find yourself looking at a new level of horror. Supposedly, people who manage to actually find the website when it's live encounter a blind woman who then comes out from inside their computer to gouge their eyes out and add images of their horrified reaction to her collection of spine tingling screenshots. Gulp. Uh, yeah, guys, just don't visit blindmaiden.com. Don't do it. Coming in at number 9, we have the Black Eyed Children. The first story to ever circulate about the Black Eyed Children, spooky, dead-eyed kids who menacingly stared at adults and tried to get invited into homes and cars to commit acts of mass murder, was the supposed eyewitness account written by a journalist named Brian Bethel. According to Bethel, during his travels in Abilene, Texas, two children with coal black eyes had approached his car and asked for a ride home. But when he started to show fear, the older of the two boys started shouting, "We can't come in unless you tell us it's okay." And Bethel got out of there before it was too late. To this day, Bethel insists that his interaction with the black eyed children actually happened, a claim he repeated on TV in a local Abilene paper, but people are more than hesitant to believe in these creepy children. While the black eyed children have been around for decades, it wasn't until the internet that stories about them became as commonplace as your average boogeyman. Since these children are so well known in the creepypasta community, Reddit and 4chan users love to use them as antagonists in some of their most dreadful, scary stories. Creepy. But that's. Anyways, coming in at number 8, we have the Song and Dance Man. The Song and Dance Man isn't your run of the mill murderer. As one purported survivor of his attacks recalls in this tall tale, the tall and gangling man puts his victims into a trance, forcing them to dance until their bodies can no longer handle it. Now I never want to dance again. At number 7, we have Robert the Doll. The only thing that makes the widely circulated online tale of Robert the Doll creepier is the fact that he is based on a real doll. Evidently, the toy that the story is based off of was the property of a young Floridian resident, Robert Eugene Otto, or Gene, back in the 1900s, and during that time it has said that Gene would often speak about Robert as if he were living, breathing creature capable of making his own mischief. Even after Otto died in 74, residents of Key West continue to experience unexplainable encounters with Robert. He allegedly made faces, giggled, and moved objects around the room. Currently, the potentially possessed doll is housed at the Key West Art and Historical Society, and paranormal enthusiasts are constantly making the trek to Florida just to visit the Hollow Boy. Never want to go there ever. Coming in at number 6, we have Mr. Widemouth. And just looking at that picture makes me want to. But, anyways, in this terrifying tale, a 5-year-old boy experiences vivid fever dreams and encounters a wide-mouthed, crooked-eared creature who goes by the name of Mr. Widemouth. Though he seems harmless at first, this Furby, and this is why I don't like Furbies, I think they're creepy, like creature, soon tries to convince the young boy to partake in many a dangerous activity. And well, let's just say Mr. Widemouth isn't very good at taking no for an answer. Coming in at number 5, we have the the Harbinger experience. Harbinger? I don't know. Well, anyways, this experiment tells of a scientist named Zimmerman, whose attempt to house spirits in the bodies of human test subjects goes horrifically wrong. So, in fact, that the people who come out of the experiment rooms are hardly people at all. Instead, they're hairless, black-eyed, screaming monsters intent upon murdering those who harm them. As far as scary urban legends go, this one is particularly enthralling, thanks to a combination of good pacing, great writing, and an oh so gripping storyline. Continuing on now at number 4, we have Mr. Bear. Now, Bear is the bad guy in 1999, one of the scariest and most well known urban legends in the creepypasta circuit. According to Elliot, the story's fictional protagonist, who explains about his experience with Mr. Bear via blog. Mr. Bear was the star of a show called Mr. Bear's Cellar on a little known local station in Canada, every episode of which concluded with children being led into a cellar to play hide and seek. Though the story wasn't particularly well done, Elliot continued to watch every day, and thanks to his fascination, he officially he eventually found out just what Mr. Bear was up to in that cellar of his. Coming in at number 3, we have Jeff the Killer. The legend of Jeff the Killer first emerged in 2008 when a YouTuber used a creepy image of a featureless, stark white face in a slideshow of spooky images. Soon after, a Jeff the Killer backstory started to circulate, in which a badly bullied boy named Jeffrey Woods mutilated his own face and got revenge on his tormentors, often whispering the phrase, "Just go to sleep," as he inflicted cruel punishment on those who wronged him. Yikes. Yes, yikes is right, and I'm glad this video is almost over. But for now, coming in at number 2, we have the Expressionless. In 19, in June 1972, a woman appeared in a hospital in nothing but a white, blood-covered gown. As the story goes, the woman scared everyone she came in contact with, not because of her blood-smeared garments, but because she resembled something close to a mannequin. As you might imagine, things did not go well for the innocents who crossed paths with the so-called expressionless. And finally, at number 1, probably the most common urban legend of them all, and at number 1, we have Slender Man. Meet the most infamous urban legend of the internet era, created by something awful user Eric Knudsen. Under the fictional name Victor Surge, this long-limbed, faceless man supposedly appeared in photographs with young children right before they go missing, never to return again. The story, largely due to its vagueness, has simply exploded with outsized influence and impact. It has also led to terrifying real-world events. In 2014, following a slumber party, two young friends in Wisconsin lured a friend into the woods where one of the girls stabbed the victim 19 times as the other friend looked on and encouraged her. When questioned by the police, the girls claimed they did it to impress the so-called Slender Man. The girls said they were compelled to kill to protect themselves and their families from the demon, and after slaying planned to run away to the demon's mansion, which they believed was in the Nicolet National Forest in Wisconsin. Thankfully, the victim survived. And there you all have it. That was the top. And now, there you all have it. That was the top 10 scary internet urban legends. If you want to see a part 2, let me know down below.